Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Anna Morphides with Mending Hearts Counseling, and today's video is going to be all about what to do when your love interest starts to pull away or breadcrumb you or show up inconsistent. This is what we're going to be talking about today. So I am no stranger to this experience. I am 45 years old, and I feel that most of my life I have actually spent trying to understand why the masculine would show up like this for me. All in, and then hot and cold after that, inconsistent, breadcrumbing, not available. And I feel back in the day, I would have been saying things such as, why can't anyone love me? And then I was understanding that I was literally replaying me and my mother through recapitulation, because I understood that is what it is called when I went back to counseling school, when we draw in our childhood experiences based on the emission of our energetic field that lives and is alive from within us, based on our core beliefs that we have acquired, that subconsciously produce thoughts that have these emotions, and then that energy and motion around me brings in these experiences which keep that cycle going, like that old patterning. This is how the cycles continue from generation to generation until someone is awake enough to understand why this is happening, and then we can break them. So when I used to have that thought, why can't anyone love me? Because they would come in and then not be able to fully fulfill the role as a masculine towards me, because I now understand what a true dynamic between a feminine and a masculine should be, or would be more ideal. We are meant to be receiving, and then the masculine is always in his power if he's able to be the giver. But if we as feminines did not grow up with a secure attachment style and did not receive that love from my primary caregiver, how are we supposed to receive it? Or to even know to put out that vibration to be receiving it from the masculine when we are an adult? That is what I understood, and it makes so much sense to me. So we're replaying these patterns, and we're bringing in the relationship that we had with our mother. But once we are conscious of it and we understand it, then we can start to change it. Because if your predominant question is, why doesn't anyone love me? Then you know that your self-work that would bring you to a different vibrational field where the energy of your energy and motion around you would not be coming from these types of thoughts. They would be coming from thoughts such as, I am so lovable, I am amazing, I love myself. Because you're going to do the work and you're going to do all those affirmations, right? You're going to look at yourself in the mirror for at least 21 days straight, and you're going to tell yourself how wonderful you are, how much you love yourself. You're going to do inner child meditations and go back to that inner child and give her all that love that she was not able to receive from a primary caregiver, because probably her primary caregiver wasn't even able to love herself, never mind pass on that love. And that's how intergenerational patterns continue to carry on. No one means to do anything to us. It's just part of this game called life. So now we're back in the present, adults, we're experiencing this, a person is pulling away. So my first thought would be, okay, am I replaying a pattern with my parent? And my second question then would be, why am I allowing myself, what part of me, what wounded part of me is allowing myself to stay in a situation where it's still reflecting that experience of me being a child? Am I still in my wounds? Or is this just a test from the universe for me to really know where I stand now? Because if I do set my boundaries and I do ask the questions, right, to the person that's pulling away. So say that we do ask questions, are you pulling away because of me? Your lack of effort now? Is it because there's lack of interest in me? And it reminds me again of my childhood. Like, it's like me talking to my mom. Like, Mom, you wanted to have me, so you put effort into having me, and now that you have me, do you just not want me anymore? So you can see how the questions of unworthiness or why doesn't anyone love me stem from that experience, and then we bring that in as adults. But when we heal that, we might actually transition into the next phase where if the predominant emotion is sadness, then you might be a little bit like anger, and then you want to understand, why would someone put effort into you if ultimately they just want to pull away and they're not able to fulfill their role? So it's not actually because of you. It's all about why are they not able to fulfill that role, and how is that making you feel as a result of someone not being able to show up for you as they intended to, whether it is because their life got really busy, or whether it is because they actually lost feelings for you. For whatever reason it is that they are breadcrumbing, pulling away, or maybe their avoidant attachment style has kicked in. We don't know unless we ask, and they can answer us, and then we can have peace of mind. But we don't also want to depend on them answering for us to have peace of mind, because what if they don't even know what to answer? Then what? We're going to give our power away? We're going to wait for someone to explain to us why they're inconsistent? No, we know that it's just an old pattern replaying, and then we have choice in what we want to do. Because if we ask the questions, is your lack of effort meaning that there's lack of interest? And if that answer is yes, then we know what to do, and we don't make it mean anything about us. Never take anything personally. It never really has to do anything with us at the end of the day. It doesn't mean that you're not good enough, pretty enough, anything enough. I know it's really hard to do because I've had to do this plenty of times, but the power and the emotional intelligence to not make anything mean anything about you, an experience of being rejected, or I don't want to say not wanted, but it's almost like, it's like that parent when they have you, but because of their own wounds and their own life gets in the way, and they can't show up for you in the way that they had hoped for and the way that we need. If that person is not capable of doing that, it has nothing to do with us. It's not because we're not enough. It's because of whatever it is that they're experiencing. So understanding that and having the emotional intelligence to not make that mean anything about us, so we can create like a disheartened experience for us, is where the magic is. And this is where we go in to do the work, because we always ask the question, why is this happening for me? So if I was in a situation right now where I would experience that childhood pattern of mine and have like the man show up for me, and then somehow they change in behavior, I feel like I would ask questions first, because I would want to understand. And also, I don't want to assume anything. That's why I ask questions, because I know now not to assume anything and not take anything personally. This is the way to a peaceful life. So I ask questions to understand the experience. But if the person is not able to answer me or doesn't know, then I'm going to go within and be like, okay, what part of me is still attracting an experience where this person is showing up a consistent breadcrumbing, doesn't know what they want? Is there somewhere in my life that I don't know what I want? Is there somewhere in my life that I'm breadcrumbing myself? Is there somewhere in my life that I'm being inconsistent? What is it? What is it? So then I bring the power back to myself So now I'm going to take my power away from trying to understand what that person is doing and fixate on them and look at my phone and see if they've texted me and why is this happening. I'm going to take that power back and I'm going to see, why am I bringing in this experience? And then I'm going to work on myself, because that's the only thing that's going to be helpful for me in this moment. Not trying to figure out the other person, trying to figure me out. How am I responsible for this experience and what I can do different? Is it still my anxious attachment style that's creeping in? Is it an unhelpful core belief that I have there? Am I still having that battle with my mother in my head? And have I let go of my anger of, why did you have me when you couldn't really care for me? It's like the same question that I would ask the masculine today, like, why are you pursuing me if you can't honor me in my existence? So then I'll go back to that thing. It has nothing to do about me and it's all about them, and they have to figure themselves out just like the rest of us do, because I put my parent on a pedestal because I needed to, because I was so young, but I don't need to put anyone on a pedestal now. Right? Because we can fill our own needs. So once we're able to understand ourselves in this way, then we can do different and be different in our connections and break that pattern. And that's how it happens. You know, breaking the patterns and coming out of our wounds and creating much healthier connections, first with ourselves and then with that person that will be matching the energy that is predominantly living from within us anyways. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please, I would love for you to be part of this journey with me, and hit that bell if you don't want to miss a video. I do put them out often, and I'm super grateful to accept requests, ideas, anything that you want me to talk about. I love hearing from you. And again, all my love and my gratitude. Thank you for supporting me, watching my videos, commenting. I love you, and I'll see you next time.